Hi everybody, part 2 of the new antenna install. I had some issues with the install. I had to relocate the antenna to the back. Whoops. And the reason why is because this original antenna right here has a compression fitting that sticks in the hole and then springs out to lock it in place. My SMA connector I decided to use was too small for that, so at first I tried to glue it in place and it just didn't work. So this works out good. The little guard here will protect the connection, so that's the way I did it. Also, the wire from the SMA connector really wasn't long enough to run it from here. I could have run it, but I wouldn't have been able to open the radio nearly as well as I can now. So that's where we are. One thing, when you install the antenna cable back onto the module here, it's very, very important. See if I can zoom in on it. It's very, very important. Lost. I guess it's not going to work. It's very important that you get this secure, because this will pop off. And if this pops off while you're using the radio, it will fry this transmitter module. There has to be something absorbing the milliwatts coming out of this little transmitter right here, or it will cook this. So be real careful and make sure this is on secure. Try not to pull it off and on a bunch of times, because the more times you pull it off and on, the less secure this little connector is, and it might just pop off on its own. So next thing to do is to reinstall the module, and we'll do that right now. One other thing you need to make sure, I forgot to mention, was I just had to turn it around. This connector, the wire coming out of the connector needs to go out this side, the right side, over top of the little voltage regulator here. There's a split in the case, I don't know if you can see it, where the module sits, where right here the antenna comes out, so I just had to switch that around. So here we go. Get the antenna wires out of the way. Maybe. Okay, I've got it in. You can see it down there. The antenna wires come out the side and around. Make sure nothing's bound up. Our little pins down there need to go into the holes. Right now they're not lined up. I'll have to move them around. And I need both hands, so we'll try that. Okay, I got it. This thing put up a fight. It's really important to make sure the antenna pins, which are right here, are plugged in correctly to the little module. What I ended up doing was pulling the module back out and connecting the pins and then putting the module back. The thing that fought me was this DC or DSC cable connector. It did not want to go back in that hole, so I had to move it around, coax it in. Whenever you are dealing with printed circuit boards, you really don't want to pry on them. If you break one of these connections, you're in trouble. So you just have to be patient and pull and push, and they'll go in. So it's in now, it's in secure. So now all it's left to do is to put the screws in. We got 5 screws, and then put it back together. Okay. I'm going to put this back together. When you put it together, make sure your rubber hand things, whatever they are in place. Several times I put this back together and then found that this was out and had to do it again. So once you do that, it goes together pretty easily. Not so easily with one hand, but I'll do that and we'll see where we're at. Okay, I've got it all done here. It's all back together. Screws are all in. New antennas on there. Can move it around. And I need to get a little cap for this so it doesn't look so ugly, but I've got a little, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some ugly down in there, but moment of truth. Everything works. All it's left to do is go do a range check.
Daddy?